What is going on, guys? I'm Dan Domenic, Daniel's son, and we are talking Mayans MC. So this video, of course, everybody has that opinion about Ezekiel in the Mayans MC, that our main protagonist, and of Jax Teller, Charlie Hunnam in the Sons of Anarchy in the Kurt Sutterverse. So this video is talking about the parallels between them. Are they really alike? And will Easy kind of go in a dark path that Jax did? Now, the one thing I love about Jax and why he's one of my favorite protagonists of all time, I would even put him a little ahead of Walter White, is because he was already in the game. He was already in this club lifestyle. It's beautiful to think at the end of season 7 and how he wants his boys to hate him, despise him, and to just not be part of this club, not be anywhere near what his legacy or his father's legacy was at, because he knew it ate him alive. He was doomed before he could even make decisions on his own. He was in this life, and it's a very tragic story. It's, Kurt Sutter, of course, Shakespeare and all that stuff with Hamlet and everything. But Jax is such an interesting character because you've seen at one point, there's a couple times where he could have just kind of went his own way. And at one point he tried to, but he got pulled back into it. So there is a lot. Jax is such a tragic character, but he's such a character you root for and you watch. And even though some of the horrific stuff, don't get me wrong, he does horrific stuff in Sons of Anarchy, you still root for him. You still care for him. You understand the pains he's been through. You understand the love he has for his family and why he's so attached to all his club members and his family. So with Ezekiel, meeting Ezekiel, he does have that somewhat of a moralness to him as well. He does believe in like family at this moment in this recording. He's not really talking to Felipe, but he still does care. At one point in one of the episodes, he was trying to reconcile with Felipe. Him and his brother have been butted heads over seasons, but he loved his brother. He was gonna probably go ballistic if they were to kill him at the beginning of season 4, but they didn't. So Ezekiel and Jax, what they have really in common in the beginning of the series on both of them, they have this, I don't want to say naive, but they have this personality where they're generally kind of good guys. They're free thinkers. They have like somewhat of the same philosophy. They're very smart. Ezekiel especially. Ezekiel is absolutely smart, but they don't really bring that back in until the later series, how his photographic memory and stuff. With Jax, though, the guy was kind of like a hippie. When he was even reading his dad's manuscripts, he really kind of got what his dad was trying to do. And he understood that he wanted more for the club than just to be violent and drugs and guns. He generally wanted to see his club members succeed in a legit way. That's what happens at the end of the season. With Easy, I think it really just started off with the love for his brother, going in and then getting out of jail and trying to figure out his life. He's kind of was like a spring chicken in the beginning seasons, but then he really got into the club, understood the brotherhood, even though I do ask for more brotherhood and club activities in Mayans MC. He understood the aspect of it. And he was really, really, I think what he loved about being in it was he was useful. I think being somebody who can be useful to an organization, a club, whatever, to just help out and to be awarded with praise and be looked upon in your peers as, one of them. That is what I think Ezekiel really loved about, being a Mayan. And I think you could see that gradually really taking over like a venom symbiote taking over him in a good way, but then yet in a bad way. So same with Jax. When he started off, he was kind of like a free thinker. He did want to push things to maybe the right direction, what obviously Clay didn't want to do. With Ezekiel, he was a prospect, but he was doing so much good for the club, and he was actually establishing himself as somebody you could depend on. But his thinking, his ruthlessness started to come maybe midway, or especially with Miguel's mother and finding out the truth about all that. I think that's when we really saw a hardened Easy. And Easy, of course, his time in the pen really kind of shook him up a little bit, especially towards later on seasons after killing Miguel's mom. So you just really see Easy starting to become going in a darker path. In the last episode, we saw him kind of threatening, at this point, JJ. So with Jax, you saw his ruthlessness come out. And Jax, in the whole terror situation, he was going on a bloodbath. Jax has done horrific things. Easy is not there yet, but he has done some stuff. And he's at the point where he is trying to, now that he's VP, he's trying to take that responsibility. And it looks like he's going to be the kind of the leader in getting into this kind of war aspect. He has his war game on. He thinks he can be the guy who could lead the Mayans to greatness. And I think with Easy, it's a little bit different with Jax. Jax already knew the ins and out. He knew the VP position, the president position. He knew the legacy he had, of course, with his dad, JT. He knew everything he had. He knew everything since he was a kid about the ins and outs of the Sons of Anarchy club. With Easy, he started to learn in the beginning, and now he's starting to get it. He has that switch. With Easy, though, you could see he likes the power. He likes the taste of it. He likes to be the guy, even though he says, I didn't ask for this. Alvarez just gave me the VP. In his mind, though, that's kind of what he wanted. It's like somebody who gets asked, do you want this manager position? You get more money, you get more hours, blah, blah, blah. Then in your mind, you're thinking more money, more hours means, providing for my family or going on more trips. You think, I'm just going to it's just a bump up, right? And then with Ezekiel, he doesn't really fully grasp what it means to be like a VP just yet, but he likes the responsibility. He absolutely wants that responsibility. And when the guy says, you want this manager position, you go, I'm ready, let's do it. But in all honesty, you don't know. You don't know. That's the difference between Easy and Jax, is Jax knows. Jax knows what comes with having that certain patch on your vest. Easy may know because of Angel, but he doesn't truly know because hasn't been in his life throughout his life. He went to jail. He hasn't been a club member not even a club member, but he hasn't been with the club since he was a kid. He's just kind of getting this power. He's gonna understand what Bishop went through. With Jax, though, he understood. Even though he stumbled, even though he made mistakes himself, he understood what comes with that. So with Easy and Jax, very similar, but yet different. Different predicaments, different situations, different upbringing that all factors in on whether they're alike or not. And they're somewhat alike, right? They both had, in the beginning, an upbeat kind of attitude, and slowly a different kind of slowness, though. Slowly, I think Easy is going to like the power he's given. He's going to like to be the leader, and he will have aspirations of wanting to be the president. But of course, we've seen him stumble all through the seasons, so he quite doesn't know what that truly means. And we knew about Jax how, sadly, we knew the tragedy that was going to happen upon him, because seeing the opportunities that he could have got out. But with him, he gained everything that, and tried to legitimate the club, and hopefully succeeded to have his kids away from the club. But at the end, we saw a man who went from free thinking, we rooted for, to understand why his downfall was what it was at the very end. We understood that this was going to happen because we've seen it season by season. And as much as we didn't want it to happen, we were going to see a man go into the system and get eaten eventually alive. And some get eaten right away. But with Jax and knowing what the club brought, you saw it slowly eat him until it was the very end, until he had one move to play or a couple moves to play, and he played them. So with Ezekiel, time is going to tell. I think Ezekiel will remain on top at the end of the series finale. The problem is how he's so young, how long he's going to remain there. And is he going to he could be like a Marcus Alvarez, you know. Well, I don't know. Marcus, the good thing is Marcus is looking out for him. And you could say the same thing with Clay in the beginning, but you saw that relationship. A lot of the relationships in Sons of Anarchy just deteriorated, right? Jealousy, truths that not uncovering truths that shouldn't be uncovered, and having to lie some more. With Easy, that's not the situation he has with Marcus. Marcus is trying to tell him about history. There's kind of honor there, right? So different situations on that aspect too, because Easy can prosper because he has individuals who are guiding him to become a great king. But do I think if Ezekiel lets it eat him alive and he doesn't have a clear head sometimes, which I think the kid does, but Marcus survived this long because he knew what decisions needed to be made. He kind of knows how to balance life and the club. Can Ezekiel do the same thing? I don't know. We're just going to have to see. So I want to address that, guys. What do you guys think? What are other things that you think are they're alike and they're not alike? How do you view Easy and Jax from Mayans, from Sons of Anarchy? How do you view these two? And of course, I think we all like Jax more, but it's good. I mean, you might like Ezekiel too. You might like it. You might like Ezekiel more than Jax. I won't, fault you, but I think these two have very interesting perspectives in two different shows, yet the same universe, So I'm Dan Omega, Dan's son. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, share, tell all your friends about this channel, like the video so we can really get it going, and also comment below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm Dan Omega, Dan's son. I'm out of here. Mayans MC.